I'm Morning Victoria, and I'm Kate Eckert, and today is Friday, February 22nd, and we are at the Frick Art and Historical Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The Frick Art and Historical Center, also called the Frick, is located in the east end of Pittsburgh. Showcasing the culture and refinement of the Gilded Age, the complex is both accessible and easy to find. The Frick has 6 main components: an art museum, car and carriage museum, cafe, playhouse, which is now the visitor center and museum shop, as well as a greenhouse and the main mansion called Clayton. We begin our journey at the Frick Art Museum. Entering the space, we felt that the museum was neither welcoming nor forbidding, but somewhere in between. Admission is free for all buildings except the Clayton House, which requires the purchase of a tour to visit.
There were 2 rooms of artwork, and each piece of art had a really well-lit and highly legible piece of exhibit text that described the contents of the picture. So it would say, this is a picture of a young woman, and you could tell it was a picture of a young woman. It gave all the typical information of provenance, date, medium, artist, and actually who purchased it, which was interesting.
That was great.
Some were purchased by Henry Frick, some were purchased by his daughter, and then some were purchased by the museum later.
The museum had an established authority which came through in its detailed but one-sided exhibition texts.
Information, authoritative. A specific authoritative way of presenting information. There's no opportunity for interaction or sharing the visitor's viewpoint. It's very much about the perspective of the curator.
Next, we entered the Car and Carriage Museum.
The automotive exhibit, it was very focused on how the car fit into a broader context of who were automobiles for in that time period, how this had been used, where was it made, and why. So that was much more dynamic and involved the audience more. But still, there was no option for interaction. The curator presents extensive exhibit text that portrays a really clear point of view as though it is fact. And I can't say that I questioned any of the material. There wasn't anything that seemed glaringly inaccurate, but there was no room for different interpretations.
Yeah.
So we came in and parked approximately here and saw the entrance to the art museum, which was pretty clearly labeled here. When we came back out of the art museum, it was entirely unclear where we should go. We wandered in here and found a very tiny sign right here indicating where the carriage museum was. This actually around here was the entrance to the carriage museum, which we eventually found, although it was unmarked. By the time we got here, we discovered this map, but that was 2 museums into our experience.
Signs like these were very small and hard to find. Signs such as this provided information but did not adequately direct us to where we needed to go. We preferred signs such as this that had all-encompassing information about the entire grounds. The Frick's amenities include both a cafe as well as a visitor's center/museum shop.
The shop was clearly catering to 2 groups of people. It was catering to children who like coloring books, and it related those coloring books to the contents of museums. There were historical cars and that kind of thing. And then it appealed to an upper middle class female demographic with a particular interest in history.
We next made our way through the greenhouse and museum cafe. The cafe at the Frick provides staff with an elegant place to conduct business and patrons with another method for enjoying the grounds.
They really make a great connection on the grounds of showing that they use items from their greenhouse that they grow here on the grounds, and they use them in their cafe, that they locally source things. So it kind of, I can understand that it fits to the mission in that way. Come to the Frick, the docents are always the people that make it an exceptional experience. They are always very welcoming and willing to provide information.
It's interesting they mentioned that, because I can see that happening, but that was not my experience. We did have an encounter with the docent in the art museum, and he was more interested in why I was there than in providing me with information about the space.
Frick caters to an upper-middle-class demographic with a pre-established interest in the Gilded Age, or the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th centuries. Curatorially, little is done to engage audiences in this material, but visitors who are already knowledgeable about this period in American history will find an interesting collection of art and automobiles in a pleasant, if not entirely welcoming setting. The exhibits themselves are not child-friendly, but the grounds provide ample play space. While we couldn't identify a single must-see artifact or exhibit, we would encourage people to visit the Frick to enjoy the pleasant scenery and spend time with friends and family away from the hustle, bustle, and convenient signage of modern life.
One thing we would never change about the Frick is its ability to allow visitors to create their own experience. With such an open complex, attendees can choose how they want to engage.